Our rules on evidence they're patterned after common human experience, right? So in the rules of evidence, which surprisingly was not mentioned in the order of Judge Alameda, we don't have to look for those. In fact, I think there's a misunderstanding of the concept of best evidence because the camp of the DOJ has been flouting this term. Like, the best evidence is application form. But really, when you talk about best evidence, it doesn't talk about the weight of evidence. It talks about basically whether or not something is original or photocopied. Yun lang yung best evidence rule. Now, if the person is not able to produce the original of a document, he can produce secondary evidence, which is what Senator Trillanes did in his hearing. Because, especially because, as in the rules of evidence, if the original of the document is with another person, if that person doesn't produce it, then the person seeking it, in this case the senator, can resort to secondary evidence. So, reading the order, I was looking for that analysis by Judge Alameda, and unfortunately I cannot find that analysis based on the specific rule, on the rules of court.
But clearly the judge shifted the burden of proving that there was an application filed from the AFP to the applicant.
Yes.
Ang sabi ni Judge, since you're the one asking for amnesty, therefore the burden is on you.
Yes, actually, I think what the judge said is that the government has discharged its burden of proving that you did not file because of the certificate by the DND.
From Colonel Andrade, yeah.
On the other hand, he said, now Senator Trillanes, you now have the burden to prove that you did indeed file, which, as we understand, is a bit problematic. Because number one, you always have the presumption of innocence, and you interpret rules in favor of the accused. Always. That's a basic rule in criminal law. Second is that the certificate, I don't think, actually discharged their burden of proving that there was no amnesty application. Because it just said that the records could not be found.
In fact, yung Tagalog nila is, hindi pa namin mahanap.
Yes.
Diba? They didn't even say na wala.
Yes, and you know what's troubling here is that you have the Department of National Defense and the AFP saying that Solicitor General Calida actually requested for the amnesty records. Now, you put that all together, then you can see, wait a minute, the judge should have taken a step back and said, we should not burden this accused this much. Because as you said, common human experience, once I was in Comelec the other day, trying to register for Comelec, then I left there and I realized I didn't get a picture of the application form. But that's absurd.
I don't think you will be given a copy of the application form, right?
Exactly, that's my concern. Now, see, we shouldn't be thinking about that, but now we are.